Good morning, everybody. It is 8:09 a.m. East Coast time. I know it's early, but I got a long day ahead of me. Uh, we're gonna hear this man. What is his name? James Fairbanks. James Fairbanks is the inmate that's gonna be speaking today. Title of the video is Exclusive Full Interview Man Accused of Killing His Sex Offender Neighbor, or Sex Offender Speaks from Jail. That's what I titled it. But I got a little bit to break down with this clip because I've actually done some things similar to what this guy said, and I'm sure a lot of other people have, but there's really nothing that you can do about it. I mean, you can, like this guy, but you'll be in his shoes as well. And he also, was found guilty and sentenced for this. I'm gonna play a short clip at the end that explains how much time he got. But good morning. What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning. These early lives are pretty treacherous. That I know. I can't help it. That's one thing that's stuck with me throughout doing time is waking up early. But let's get right into it. This is a man by the name of James Fairbanks. And it is kind of an old clip, but it's still interesting. It's still very interesting. Watching from Maine. Best smoke on the east. They do have some good soil out there. What was it? Some good what was it? Maine, coast of Maine, I believe, is some good soil. Anyways, this henceforward, this is the interview, jailhouse interview.
Mr. Fairbanks, go ahead, if you wouldn't mind. Start with what happened, what's been happening with you, and what happened a couple weeks ago.
Well, in the original email I sent, I kind of started it to explain basically. Like I said, I was out kind of searching for an apartment. I work in the area. My goddaughters live in the area, and they spend a lot of time with me. And my son was looking to move in with me possibly. And I have two jobs. One of them was for OPS. Another one was working overnights, a few nights a week.
All right, just since this is live, let's do a quick mic check. Everything audio sounds good. Can you hear what the man is saying? I know his mic on his end in the jail is a little bit lower than the reporters. It's always like that, but if it isn't, just tell me to crank it up a bit, and I got you. But it looks like he's moving or relocating somewhere because of his job and his god kids and his son. Audio's fine. Appreciate that, Jay Toledo 419. Appreciate that. So yeah, I just want to do a quick little mic check.
In the halfway house that I was working at, so I had wanted to make sure, because there were going to be certain nights, my teenage son and goddaughters would be left alone. I just said, I better check to make sure right here in this big direct area there isn't a convicted sex offender, so to speak, living right next door or something, because I won't be home every night. And it turned out there was. I've actually looked at three places that I was pretty serious on, and it turned out that all three places had a sex offender living. They were literally within a house or two.
All right, so let me break something down for y'all. I'm not going to be doing too much talking in this clip, but this is something that I would like to speak on. He says he's relocating, and he has three main places that he has in mind. First and foremost, if you're here on a regular basis, you enjoy this channel, the consistent flow of content, golden content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell, because we do this every single day. Some people are like, man, I can't believe you're still making content. But bro, we've been doing this every day. Check it. If you don't get the alert, check it yourself. But look, this guy said he had three locations in mind to where he wanted to move, and he checked the registry, and there's websites out there where you can check. And I've moved probably 3 times within the last 6 years. And, every time, well, the first 2 times I looked at the area for this type of stuff, this type of activity, people with these kind of charges. It's everywhere. They're everywhere. It'll show little red dots and stuff, right? Or whatever. I can't even remember what the hell it did, but surrounded. There's no ducking it, at least in this area. And this ain't even a high, compared to most parts in the country. So there's a lot. There's a lot of sex offenders out there, ladies and gentlemen. You would be absolutely surprised. You know what I mean? Actually, probably would be. Nah, you probably would be. I was surprised by how many there was. So it was like, it didn't matter where I moved. There was going to be some everywhere. At least in, more populated areas, if I were to guess. But yeah, I wouldn't look that site up if it's gonna leave a bad memory in the back of your head, or make something cook up. I wouldn't even look at it, because you're gonna be tripping. I know it's a public thing. It's public and people can check it, but it's wild. Hang on a second.
I think that's a bigger question about North Omaha, and I guess how they were congregated in that area, the reason why. But anyway, I never really got back to looking at him. I was hoping when I first saw it that maybe it was old, the information was old, and maybe he didn't live there or anything, because I really wanted to rent the place. So I went back, honestly, just to see if perhaps there was a whole different family in there, and the information wasn't accurate. When I drove back by the next day, like I said in the email, I saw him. There was no mistaking him. I mean, he's a really large man, over 6 foot, over 300 pounds, standing there. And at first I thought he was washing his truck, but then I just noticed these group of kids that were playing. I don't know if anybody noticed, but there was an empty house right next door, and they were playing in the driveway of the empty house right next door. And he was just kind of standing there staring at him and pretending, in my opinion, to wash his truck. He had no soap, no water. He just had a rag, and the only time he even really touched the rag to the truck was when one of the kids would turn and really stare at him, or when a car would drive by, he would just start pretending to wipe his truck down.
All right, so quick recap is this guy's doing reconnaissance, right? He's moving into a new place. He knows that there's a sex offender right next to him, and he's doing reconnaissance, watching this guy 24/7. And he's saying that there's an empty house next to his, kids playing all the time, and the guy's out there just washing his truck, not really with no soap or water, just with a rag. And, he's doing all this stuff, putting all these pieces together, and he might be right. His speculations might be right. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying he's still, speculating. And in the courtroom, they don't give a shit what you think. They don't give a shit about his past charges or what you think could be going on. You got to prove if something's going on, something crazy. So, but this is what happens to a lot of people when they find out who's living next to them. You know what I mean?
And I mean, I was obviously in full-blown panic mode. I was just, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I'm watching right now. And I can't really describe it. I just knew the way he was watching those kids, and for the intensity and the length, it was.
And I hate to add something onto this. I mean, stop it again, but I had to add this. Even in prison, same rules are in effect, right? It don't matter. You can tell them guys, yeah, he did this while he was on the streets. You see his background, man. He deserved every last bit of it. It don't matter. You're gonna be charged for murder. Just know that. Just know that. So this guy's in full-blown panic mode. He's freaking out. He's probably debating taking stuff into his own hands.
You or I might see a group of kids playing and maybe take a second to remember what it was like to be that age and carefree and having fun, and then go on doing what we're doing. That's not what he was doing. I knew there was some. So I just kind of sat there for, it had to be close to 10 minutes. hoping that the kids would leave. I didn't want to leave until I made sure the kids left. And sure enough, they ended up leaving. And the second they left, he threw the rag in the back of the truck and went walking inside. And I just couldn't believe what I had witnessed. And I went home, wondering who to call, what to do. You know, who. And then I'm realizing as I'm thinking these things, there is nobody to call. What am I going to call and say I saw a man staring at kids? Even though he is a twice convicted sex offender, I know there's no technical rules about that. But as I went to leave, I was driving off, and then I saw the playground in his backyard, and that just absolutely kind of blew my mind that a twice convicted sex offender who I know couldn't have any contact with children, it's on his registry information, has a huge playground in his backyard with no fence. And I mean, I just went home and I felt sick, honestly. That night, all night, my stomach was in knots. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was just thinking about it. As I mentioned in the email, I've worked with kids my entire life. I've had personal experience. When I was a kid, I personally wasn't molested, but a loved one was, and I don't want to get into that too much because they have chosen not to speak about it, so I don't want to speak for them, but I witnessed.
So his blood's really boiling when he drives past and sees that this guy has no fence in the backyard. He's not supposed to have any contact with children, but he has a big ass kid's playground, right? Keep that in mind because at the end there's an explanation for that back playground, believe it or not. But in this guy's mind, you know, he has it up to literal. I can never say this word. I've always had issues with this growing up. Lurum, you know, to attract him over there was Lural. He tried to, you know, bait him in, right? He's thinking that the playground's there to bait him in, but like I said, just keep that in the back of y'all's mind for later on. Lear.
And
Roads.
situation happened, and then again, like I said, when working, I've watched the kids over the years that I've worked with. Just so many of them confide in me that the torment and the pain that they're going through with their abuse that they've suffered, and I've watched them grow up and become drug addicts and just have no self-worth, and I've seen, you know, the lifelong suffering that so many of these kids endure at that age. Because I have such first-hand knowledge, I mean, I think I was just, like, it was bothering me. Like I said, for the next couple of days, I sat on it, I thought about all the things I could do that would maybe help. I thought about going back. Actually, I went back a couple of times to look for the kids and go and knock on see if I could find out which houses were theirs and knock on their doors and tell their parents, you know, might want to have these kids not as close to this guy. And this is what I saw. I couldn't make that connection over a couple of days. I couldn't figure out which kids were in which houses. And finally, it just dawned on me, like, I felt like I need to do something. This has to stop. Oh yeah, and as I'm doing at home.
I wonder if he would have gotten in trouble if he just, like, posted flyers, you know what I mean, with his picture or something. Like, yo, stop, read this. Keep him away. You know? You allowed to do stuff like that? I don't know.
For those couple of days, I'm researching this specific guy, and I'm reading about his crimes. The 5-year-old boy that he molested in Florida that grew up addicted to drugs, which, like I said, I'd seen 100 times before. His mom was talking about, you know, the pain he endured lasted the rest of his life until he overdosed on drugs. I read about
he's reading about his past crimes.
His
neighbors.
13-year-old in Papillion that he had sexually assaulted. At the time, I knew that if there were 2 convictions, there were dozens more. I mean, that's just the statistics with these guys. And sure enough, since he died, dozens more have literally come out and contacted our family and talked about their stories. And want to express what they went through, and very recent too. Not, I mean, within the last few months, victims of his have come forward and contacted us, and I already knew that there had to be many more of you been convicted twice. I also saw on the registry that somebody had stopped by and verified his address with the sheriff's department. I don't remember the exact date, but it was within a couple of weeks or so. And it just blew my mind. They had to see this giant playground in his backyard, and apparently nobody was going to say anything or do anything. You know,
I mean, it's not against the law for a man, even if he does have charges like that. I don't think it's against the law for him to have a playground. You know, even though it should be, there probably should be a law. You shouldn't be allowed to own any kind of kids' play toys in the sight of kids. You know, something like that. And I'm sure it'll be added sometime later on down the road because we love to add more rules, don't we? But yeah, it's not a crime. Homeboy could have an inflatable Elmo back there for all he cares. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Don't get it twisted. It's definitely weird, but keep in mind, Old Death has the answer to that playground at the end.
and again, that's a bigger issue, but I was wondering, is this because it's 43rd and Pinckney? Would this have been allowed on 170th and Maple? Did this guy get moved into a house by himself and threw a playground up in his backyard and nobody stopped by to say you can't do that or anything? I didn't feel like there was, like I said, anybody I could turn to with all this, so I decided I was going to go over there and threaten him, basically, was my intention, to go over there and let him know, look, I know who you are, I watched you the other day. If you touch any of these kids, you're not going to get another slap on the wrist from the justice system. I'm coming next time. Next time you touch one of these kids, you're going to deal with me. I brought a gun, as I said, obviously. I approached his house. He opened the door. He saw me coming. I pulled the gun out. I told him to back up, and I went to have the conversation, or basically just to tell him exactly what I just said. Look, you touch those kids, there's going to be some punishment that's going to come, and it's not going to be another probation or slap on the wrist or anything like that. As soon as I started talking, he came forward, and immediately, again, he was a 6 foot, 300 plus pound man. I knew I had to shoot, or who knows what was going to happen. Again, I mean, I'm willing to take responsibility for the fact that I went over to his house with a gun to threaten him, and what happened and what transpired. My intention was not to walk over there and just shoot him, period. That's what ended up happening, and I understand there's consequences for that, but I also...
Wow, so he left out a bit of stuff that I would like to know. First off, like, did he say anything before you shot him? Was he like, whoa, man, it's not what you think? Was he trying to explain himself? What was the case, right? That's some things I would like he left out. But he said that he came to the door, and when he opened it, he pulled out his gun immediately. He didn't say anything to him. He just pulled out the gun. It sounded like he was planning on putting in some work. I mean, either way, he was going to probably get charged with something. The guy probably would have called the police after that. But, yeah. He might have, well, I don't know. I didn't watch the case, but he probably left a lot of stuff out so he could try to fight self-defense.
I want to point out a couple of things also, and that is I've been deeply grateful and appreciate all the support that I've received from the Free James Fairbanks campaigns and the petitions and all of those things online. I am asking, though, that those people channel their efforts elsewhere to changing these laws, to actually doing something other than freeing me. I can handle whatever I have coming my way, and if the whole point of all of this is I just get off, then I think we missed a chance to actually do something, and that's take this momentum that seems to be out there and freeing me and channeling it to the district attorney and the judges and the legislators and go, we need tougher penalties. We need to stop cutting these deals that allow men like him to molest.
I think he knows that he's about to get smoked, and he's trying to tell the people, look, stop fighting for me. It's a wrap. I've already talked to my attorney. I'm going downtown for the long ride. So please stop with all the stuff, all the letters, and trying to help me. It's done. Focus that time and effort into something else, helping the situation in a different way. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, Josh. I'm watching for a few months. Man, love your channel. Keep up stuff. I will, my friend. The fuel tank is on full, and we are rolling.
Children for decades and only serve minimum sentences and be allowed to move right back into our neighborhoods alone and put up playgrounds in their backyards and just look for their next victims. I wish the DA would go after them the way they're going after me, to be perfectly honest. I get no bail. I'm first degree. I'm in jail with a whole bunch of guys in here that are getting prosecuted for not raping children. And they're getting prosecuted harder than a lot of the times we see child molesters.
Look, you gotta understand, this guy is gonna be golden in lockup. He breaks down his charges to anybody in lockup. I mean, that's kind of like almost royalty-like charges, right? They're gonna be like, damn, bro, treacherous, but respect to you, right? Respect to you, because look, in the court's eyes, that's kind of like radicalism, right? He's doing some radical shit, going above and beyond what most people think about doing. He did, right? And you just can't be doing that stuff in this country, man. You cannot be taking the law into your own hands. You can't be a vigilante. You cannot. I mean, look at the Vasquez guy. Look at him. I think he just got a $1 million bond. But, I mean, look at his situation. I'm not going to break it down. Go read it if you want to. I'm pretty sure it's Vasquez. Maybe I'm thinking, damn. Maybe I said his name wrong. I'm thinking about the Vasquez from Aliens. Damn. Lock and load, baby. Lock and load. But, yeah, this guy's definitely going to be good in prison, jail, all of them spots. And then you got to worry about, most people are not going to walk up to a house with a gun like that. They're not. They're either going to dismiss it or keep an eye on stuff, right? Might do something else, but most people would not do what he does. Takes some courage to walk up to a stranger's house with a gun and pull it out on them, believe it or not. Because even if you don't do nothing, you're going to prison. I mean, that's like abduction. You're going to prison for like 20, 30 years. At least if it happened in Virginia. So, what's going to stop him from pulling it?
Why that is in the justice system, I don't know. It's got to stop, though, and it's got to change. Quite honestly, I don't think me and Mr. Contalucci should have ever come in contact. You should have been there. You're a repeat sex offender. You just shouldn't be alone living amongst kids in a neighborhood. At that point, you should be either in prison or in some kind of sex offender home. I have friends that are in the drug and alcohol programs, and they're graduates of programs, and they live together. And I just don't understand why we allow sex offenders, of all people, to just live alone in their neighborhoods and kind of
just said that, bro, 3 times.
And do whatever they want, seemingly unsupervised, because if he's being supervised and he's allowed to throw up a playground in his backyard and sit there in a driveway, in my opinion, picking out his next victims, then there's something really wrong with the system. Again, I mean, and sorry, I have a couple of notes here. I just want to make sure I hit a couple of more things. I'll gladly change my plea if any kind of the district attorney will at least agree to look into their own practices of these deals. I know if a state legislature will propose a bill, and I don't mean it has to get voted on and approved and become law. I mean, the second something like that happens, I'll gladly take responsibility for my role in this. Instead,
He's over here trying to make deals with the prosecutor. Prosecutor's like, man, there ain't no deals to make. It's an open and closed case. You're getting smoked, bro. Playground with no fence around it or not, that shit don't matter. You're in no position to strike deals with me. If you knew about 19 OG affiliates, then maybe we could speak. You know what I mean? Speaking of shit like that, man, Atlanta, Georgia is going, well, it's not just Atlanta, but counties surrounding it too, is on fire right now. They are indicting everybody. If you are part of an organization in that area, look out. And they are hitting them with the craziest shit. You know, I'm talking about, like, they are smoking people out there in Georgia, so y'all need to tighten up out there. You know what I mean?
step out of the way and let the people of Nebraska, the people that are supporting me, finish kind of getting that intact so we can help better protect our children.
Yeah, RICO charges, man.
People that are
everywhere
behind me, and again, the letters I received, the petitions, everything is just, it's wonderful. It's just, I'm okay. This isn't about me. Needs to be about protecting the kids. Otherwise, my kids and grandkids are going to grow up here, and it's going to be the exact same things that they're going to have to deal with growing up that people like Mr. Condalucci have always been doing. And again, that's about all I got.
All right. Let's see.
The points I want to make.
Let's see what
ask any questions.
the interviewer's going to ask.
When you went over there, you said you weren't even able to get out what you wanted to say to him before he started coming towards you.
Again, my lawyer's probably going to be upset because I'm not sure how much of this he would like me to say, but the truth is
I told you, he's leaving it out. He's leaving out what really happened after he pulled the gun out. The words that were taking place. Was it hostile words? Was it, was a guy coming at him, and like I said, in a hostile way because he's going to fight it for self-defense or try to. So, yeah, that's a good question. He's asking the same thing I was wondering.
He answered it. He opened up the screen door as I was walking up. He walked in. I started the sentence, and then, honestly, I noticed a woman's purse on the couch, and that threw me completely off. I was very sure he was alone. Turned out he was, apparently, because nobody called the police for a couple of days. Nobody reported anything. But I saw that, and I kind of froze, and I started stuttering, to be honest. I think I got out. I know who you are. I know what you've done. And then I noticed the woman's purse, and then he, I think, took that as a chance to run at me because I seemed to be, caught for a second, not understand. I didn't want to do this do whatever it was going to end up happening, or have this conversation, or obviously be there, and there would be an innocent victim. That was also in there. Again, I believe it was dark, but I believe it was a woman's purse. I could be wrong. Only the police and the DA, I guess, could really say that. But that's what I thought I saw, and that made me pause. And I think, again, he took my pause as a chance to kind of come at me.
I'm gonna give you my God's honest, truthful thoughts on this guy. I think he just went in there, probably said something, and blasted his ass. He ain't see no purse. You see how he's second guessing his own damn judgment? He said, maybe I didn't see it. It was dark. That's a typical sign of lie. Adding on to the lie to make the lie look more truthful. Guaranteed that's probably what happened. He ain't seen nothing. But, yeah, I think this dude had every thought in his mind. He was boiling by the time he went up there.
Lucci's daughter, I've interviewed her a couple of times, talked to her in person on the phone. She says she 100% supports you. And how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's both amazing and not surprising at the same time. I mean, I know the pain she's had to endure. I've watched it again with loved ones, with kids. I feel horrible for her. I'm sure this brought up a lot of torment. to the forefront that maybe she was working through and this brought it all up. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to speak to her, but I can't even imagine what she's had to go through.
All right, y'all, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and switch over to sentencing day. Let's see how much time this man got.
James Fairbanks, convicted of killing a...
Here we go. Oh, I close that out. This is fast forward down the road. We're about to witness how much time this man got sentenced to. And they're going to break down a little bit about the playground that he made a big deal about and why it was there and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. I haven't even seen this. I've only seen a little reading of it.
James Fairbanks, convicted of killing a sex offender and then later on told the media in a letter about it, was given a lofty sentence in Douglas County Court today. 40 to 70 years combined on 2 charges, including second-degree murder. James Fairbanks will at least be spending the next 2 decades in prison after the 40 to 70 year sentence Wednesday for the murder of Matteo Condalucci. Fairbanks is credited with over 400 days served, and with Nebraska good time laws, he could serve as little as 20 years.
You know, over the next 20 years, we don't expect him to die in prison, so he will be able to get out. He'll be able to hopefully see his grandkids. His kids will be, you know, later on in years, but...
So they're planning on him being out in 20. That guy's kind of got the same hairdo as me. Hey, but look, 40 to 70, with good time, he'll be out in 20. If he doesn't trick it up. And, you know, doing that amount of time in certain states, you're guaranteed to trick it up. But I think they're, Omaha or something? Is that what he said in the beginning of the interview? Not sure. But he might be all right over there. You know what I mean? There's certain states where you can do that much time and not trick it up, not be forced to go kill someone or something like that, you know, believe it or not. But, yep, a 20 clip is what he'll be looking at.
he does have something to look forward to. He's got some hope.
The case is notable because several days after the murder, Fairbanks emailed Omaha media, including 3 News Now, anonymously confessing Condalucci was previously convicted of sex.
Holy crap! That dude's creepy as shit! Whoa, whoa. Why is this giving me kind of goosebumps? I kind of got goosebumps when I seen this dude, man. This shit's weird. Wow. So this is the massive dude, he said, over 300 pounds, 6'3". This is the guy that he went up to the door with the gun and shot and killed. This is the man that was 2-time sex offender. Wow. That's crazy. Look, I'm not going down that path. That's a hell of a mustache. Handlebars for real, man. That's like the damn what's his name mustache. UK gangster guy's mustache. He wouldn't want to run into him in prison. That's for sure. Old Bronson would have handled that. For sure. Huh.
Crimes towards children. Fairbanks wrote in the email he didn't want it to happen again.
Oh, so look, he ain't even get caught up for it yet. He wrote this letter confessing. He did say that there was a few days that went by and no one said nothing. Right? He probably kept driving back through the house, bypass the house, see if anything's going on. Days.
The defense argued the letter showed he was taking accountability.
So, you know, if you ask Mr. Fairbanks, I think he would say, yeah, I probably could have taken a better course of action than proceeding over to the guy's house and confronting him.
The prosecutor said it showed Fairbanks, who argued self-defense, plan to confront and shoot Condalucci.
He wanted publicity.
I told you.
He wanted to take justice into his own hands, and that's what he did.
The case split Condalucci's kids, with his daughter, Amanda Henry,
Listen,
saying she was raped by her father, and wanted a light sentence.
Oh,
Wish the sentencing was a little less.
Fairbanks also argued that he confronted Condoleezza because he saw a playset in the backyard. The victim's son, Joseph Condoleezza, told the courtroom that that was not his dad's idea, saying he didn't put those there. He didn't ask to put those there. I put those there for my child. Condoleezza's daughter.
So the sex offender's son said, I put him there. He did. For his son. Crazy, crazy, huh? Crazy, crazy. And that's what really was sparking Homeboy's rage, too. He was like, this guy just put up this thing. There's no fence. It's luring kids into the yard. Look, that was very hard for me to say, lure. But there you go. There's an answer for it.
Daughter says the justice system did not punish her father enough.
I honestly think if punishments for pedophiles.
Oh, so she's talking about her father, the one that was killed. The sex offender that was killed was her father. And she's saying that he was doing stuff to her and that he wasn't punished enough. So you got one son kind of helping the father by saying that, all this stuff. And then you got the daughter saying stuff against the father. Man, this dude all the way around had bad rap sheet. You know, to match with that mustache, that's treacherous. Treacherous. And look, this is the truth, too. Check this out. A lot of people say, man, how did these guys survive prison? Look, there's prisons all across the country where guys have these kind of crimes, and they're massive. They're intimidating. They might be tatted from head to toe, right? And you know the only way you're going to win is if you kill the man. You got to, or else he's going to kill you. This is a prison situation, right? So a lot, some of these sex offenders, man, they ride it out perfectly fine because they're animals too. They can be an animal much more than you could. It's going to be either your life or their life type of situation, right? And yeah, people be ducking that shit. They don't want that kind of smoke for real. They don't. You know, a lot of people in prison, like I said before, and throughout the years, a lot of people across the country just want to do their time and get the hell out. They ain't willing to risk their whole life and future behind taking someone out because of their past charges. 90% of people ain't willing to do that. And the other 10%, I would say 5% of them, were forced to do it. If you were to ask me. But that's just reality. You could think that everyone that goes to prison is getting slaughtered all you want, but it ain't like that. That's not the reality when it comes to people with these charges. And now they're even protected in a lot of states. They have their own blocks and stuff now. It's much more protection for these individuals nowadays. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. I just wanted to show y'all exactly how much time Homeboy got. 40 to 70 years for killing a 2-time sex offender, point blank. In his house, walked up to the house, shot him, claimed self-defense, but with good time. And I can't remember what do you say, Omaha? I think it's Omaha. They might have 50%, so it's like we do half, I'm guessing. 20 years is what the lawyer was planning, so he's saying he still has hope and all this, that, and the third. And he does. A 20 clip at his age, he'll be all right. He'll come out gray haired. If he eats right, he'll come out, you know. But that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this morning's festivities. I got a busy day ahead of me today. Yeah. It's always a busy day over here in the compound. But don't forget to hit that like button before you leave if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Notification bell. Like I said, we drop videos every single day. Just about, you know. Just about. And when I'm taking a break, man, it just don't feel right. You know, it just don't feel right. See, this is the thing. A lot of people look at this as a job, you know, and it could become like that. But that's the main reason why I switched my content around to how I wanted it to be. Because now it was becoming like a job making content. Now it's just fun. I just have fun. And that's the key, man. You got to have fun with what you do or else it probably won't last too long. You know, you got to make it your own style, not the style that you think is supposed to be, regardless of the numbers too. You know. Anyways, y'all be easy. Until the next time, don't do nothing I wouldn't do.